So there was a white mage on our server, Japanese player. I think that they understood English, but a lot of Japanese players didn't like typing in English on Final Fantasy 11. The xenophobia toward Americans was very, very powerful. So that's why this one chick, I believe her name was in fact Shellkey, she was always joining every single coffer run. You know, everyone hated doing coffer runs. The only reason people joined is so the Dark Knights could use their great swords, so the Paladins could use their clubs and their staves, and so white mages had a chance to actually level something up. But this chick, she was maxed on everything. She had everything she needed, but she was always joining other people's runs to help them out, because every run needs a white mage. You need the haste, you need the regen, the Curaga is so efficient. Why would you not want a white mage in your key run? More than that, I've heard stories from so many people. I never encountered Shellkey but one time, but I've heard from American players. It was like, man, not only did Shellkey join my key run, she hung around and helped me with sneak and invisible and helped me find the coffer so I could get my AF piece, on top of staying there for an hour until we could get a key. This chick was rad. And one time, there was a slightly notorious player, because they were a bit of a dunderhead. Everyone knew this player because everyone needed a tank, and when you're pressed, you go with a warrior tank. And this person always said that they could tank as warrior. They couldn't tank as warrior. A lot of people were always stuck with this Mithra warrior who just could not tank. Don't remember their name. Don't need to. Don't want to, for a reason I'll get into. They were shouting in Upper Juno, trying to get help for the warrior AF3 fight over in Quiffam Island. And I'm like, I don't gotta go nowhere. I'll join, I'll help out. I'll be an extra tank for the fight with all the weapons. And I think it was like 9 of us. I think we split it up 5-4, just so that, you know, Curaga and Bard effects were covering as many people as you could get. And we get out there, and the warrior goes up to the place, you know, the back of the spine, like you're going to Behemoth's Den. And she just pops it instantly. Doesn't do a ready check, doesn't ask if anyone's, you know, ready to do the fight. Not only was no one ready to do the fight, everyone was like TPing up on mobs, which takes a while, you know. On the way there, we were all getting TP, so we'd be at 300. When it was still 300 cap TP. I looked recently, and it's not that way anymore. That's weird to me. But the white mage was sitting, and the red mage was sitting, because they were getting their MP back from hasting everyone, so we were running out there. And then finally, oh look, all 3 mobs converge on the warrior, knocks them out instantly. Me and the other paladin, I think he grabbed 2, because I distinctly recall having penis envy, that I was like, man, he's a better tank than me. I need to get a jelly ring like he has. And I did get a jelly ring, thankfully. But I think he grabbed 2, and I could only do the 1. And I was like, man, I wish I was a better tank. I want to be like that guy. But we finished the fight, and the warrior does not accept raise the entire time. We finished the fight completely. The warrior that we came to do the fight for finally gets back up, checks the thing, and we're all just running back to Juno. And on the way back, and Ouchies was in the party when this happened. I've mentioned him before. I think, like I said, he still plays. So if he wants to verify this, he's welcome to. I don't know why he would want to, though. This warrior, Mistell, I think they must have played World of Warcraft or other games where you hit the space bar to bring up the chat. Because they typoed into party chat, space, backslash, you know, the PM, and then the name of the person that they're sending this massive paragraph of lascivious cybersex text straight into the party chat of the Warrior AF3 group, and no one had disbanded yet. So all of a sudden it just became very apparent. It's like, that's why you were sitting on the ground dead the whole time, wasn't it? It's a good thing that Shellkey probably couldn't read English super well to know exactly what was up at that moment. But I'm a terrible person. I talk about how everyone else is a tool, but I was a pretty nasty person in this case. Like, I had just gotten a digital camera at the time, like smartphones and all that. They weren't a thing yet. So I took this really just awful slanted photograph of my TV screen because I was a PS2 player. And I posted it on my website. It was a silly little website that didn't even show up on search engines. It was just like a doofy, it was pretty much like a Facebook thing before Facebook existed, but it was just me barfing stupid crap like I'm doing now, I guess. And I only ever linked a few people to that page. So there was maybe about 20 people that knew of that photograph of that cybersex Mistell. But then 2 years later, someone sends me a PM and they're like, "Hey Val." I'm like, "What up?" I'm like, "Dude, there's a picture of like you on 4chan in /VG of like this massive cybersex text thing." And I didn't really remember it that well. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, wait, did someone like paste my name into some cybersex thing and they're trying to like make me look bad? Like, what happened? And then it dawned on me, I was like, oh wait, you mean that thing? I think from 2 years ago? Yeah, it was on 4chan with all the names blocked out. And I was a terrible person because, I wanted my internet fame. And so I posted the original with all the names unblocked. And I shouldn't have done that. That was kind of a dick move, actually. That wasn't really a nice thing for me to do. I actually feel bad about that. I don't really regret a lot of things in my life, but I regret doing that just because I was trying to get like internet fame of like, oh, I'm the one who took this photograph of this person being an idiot. So yeah, I guess that's the one time I ever interacted with Shellkey, and probably a good thing that they couldn't really read English.